I haven't been this nervous in a little bit. I'm really bad with nerves. Hi everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you are well. Today I'm here to address something important. I'm also going to tell you a little bit of what's happened this past year. It's been a very big year, but I hope the only reason why I'm making this video is that I hope that it helps you out there, whether that is if you're struggling with your own issues, to deal with mental health, or to help those who may not understand a little bit more, I guess. So where to begin? Where do I begin today? Besides, I'm so nervous right now, it's incredible. I'm alone in my studio with my camera, and yet I still can feel every one of your eyes. It's such a strange feeling, knowing that so many people are watching this right now. I have been a lot less personal this past year on YouTube. I used to tell you all little things that were going on in my life, keep you kind of updated, and I haven't done that in a long time, and I feel like I've lost that connection with you because of that. So let me explain further. A lot of things happened in this past year that were really, really hard to talk about. That's just the reality of the world right now. And did I ever learn what the world was actually like this year? I feel like I was in my own little naive bubble, and then the bubble popped, and I can finally see what people are actually like. I'm very fortunate to have been surrounded by people who are very accepting people for a very long time. But because of that, I think I was a little bit jaded. But that didn't make anything I'm about to say now easy by any means. It was definitely the most difficult year of my life, 2016. Surprise, surprise, just like the rest of the world. Anyway, this is actually my second time filming this video. The first one was a little too jumbled. I was a little too emotional, and none of my thoughts actually made sense. So here I am. I'm going to actually express what I'm saying, and I have it all written down in my book. And here we go. So first I'm going to address a question that has been asked in almost every single one of my videos for the past 7, 8, 9 months, 10 months maybe even, and something that I haven't addressed, but a lot of you have already figured it out. It wasn't too difficult to figure out, but the question that everyone has been asking me is, am I still getting married or still with that person? And no, I'm not. To both of those questions. I'm no longer getting married, I'm no longer with that person, but I'm not going to get into details because this video is going to be a little more personal than I would have liked anyway, and it's tricky to say these things on the internet, and knowing that your family and friends are watching, and that's hard. And everyone closest to me understood what was going on, and I had some amazing people help me a lot this year. Obviously, it was a very difficult time. I really found out who my true friends were, and I really saw a side of people that were close in my life that I never really saw before. And by that I mean you don't really see people's true colors until something dramatic happens to you and the way that they react to it. I never had anxiety up until now, and then it just hit me really hard. The same time that I was doing a lot of work and a lot of exciting things were happening, but I really couldn't concentrate because I felt like I was in a cloud, and it was just the strangest feeling for me, and sometimes the anxiety just hit so hard. But luckily, I have really wonderful people in my daily life that have helped me a lot through that, and I never really understood anxiety until now. Getting to my next thing. Okay, here we go. So with that being said, and that huge... Oh, my heart. My heart's beating so fast. Ugh. So with all that being said, I also struggled with something else on top of all that. And what made it more difficult was me trying to really come to terms with who I actually am, and I think I'm finally ready to tell you. Because everyone else in my life close to me knows now, and so it's time that I think I tell you, because you are also such a huge part of my life. And that's something... Oh, I didn't think this would be as emotional the second time around. Holy cow. Holy cow. And that's something... I think this is harder. And that something is that I'm gay. And it's something that I'm very proud. And it's something that I am very proud of. And it took me... Oh my god, I'm pulling an Ingrid Nilsson and not bringing tissues to it. What are sleeves for, anyway? I had a really hard time coming out to my family and friends, and let me just say this right now, I really wish that I didn't have to make this video. I wish that the world was different and people understood, and let me just say this, I really wish that I didn't have to make this video. But as most of you, I'm sure you know, we don't live in a world where everything and everyone is accepted yet. And I learned that firsthand this year. It's crazy to see that outside of my circle of people, there are people who hate and who don't understand, and that's very sad. So I wanted to make this video in hopes that maybe another one of these videos can help someone else out there, or someone that might be, I don't know, a little more feminine like myself, because that's something that I'm struggling with, and I feel like I will continue to struggle with until changes are made. People's perception of me and who I am really made it difficult for me to understand who I was, and that's not fair. It really isn't fair. And I want to make sure that anybody out there who needs help or who feels the same way, feels like because of the way that they are, they can't truly express or be who they are, I want you to know that there are people that feel the same way, and you can reach out to them and talk to them, and I'm here to talk to. And I really hope that people had a slightly easier time than I did. My story. Let me tell you a bit of my story. I don't want to get into too many details today, but if you would like a follow-up video where I can talk more about the subject, or if you want to express your comments, questions, or concerns, I can do that, and I would love to do that, and expand on the topic a little more. So, my story in a nutshell. When I was in grade 11, I tried to tell a friend of mine that I thought I was bisexual, but when I finally figured out what that term was, I thought, that must be me. Let me stop there and say this. Don't let anybody tell you what you are or who you like. If you like girls and boys, that's great, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Because it's not fair to you, and there's so many people you can talk to. If you feel safe that you can talk to somebody else, please do it. I told my friend who I thought that I could trust, and she looked at me and she said, "No, you're not." And that was the first blow. And I just don't think I really thought it through when I said it. I don't think I really picked the right person. I really wish that you didn't have to do that. I mean, it sounds ridiculous now. I mean, that was about 10 years ago, or 11 years ago now. So I feel like the world has progressed more since then. But then later on, I went on to tell my boyfriend at the time, and he really didn't believe me either. And I got a lot of weird looks. I would tell other friends, and they would just be like, okay. No one really believed me. I guess because I never had a girlfriend, or because I didn't visually look like someone who was bisexual or a lesbian or gay or queer or whatever term you want to use. I didn't fit that description in their head, so they found it very hard to understand that for some reason. And I had a lot of trouble because of that. And because I felt put down by so many people over the years, I felt like I was wrong or that I had to bottle it up. I felt like, oh, it doesn't matter. I can just be around guys. I wouldn't call myself a bisexual right now. Another topic for another time. But I had a very hard time figuring out who I was because other people didn't believe me. And here I am at 26 years old, finally deciding to accept myself and finally try and be happy because I think I waited a little too long. But there's no time limit on these things. I'm just going to ramble from here. It's starting to feel like my first video I tried to film. Ugh. This year I decided to open up to a lot more people. And some of it went really well. Some friends were like, great, no problem, whatever. Other situations were very, very hard for me. So with that being said, those are the two major situations that happened last year that really affected me mentally and somewhat physically, and it was not easy. And that's why I also want to talk about Belle Let's Talk. And I thought this was the perfect time and place to make this video. And Belle Let's Talk is a movement that encourages people to talk about mental health and to realize that it is a real thing, it affects people deeply, and it is something that so many people deal with and need help with. I made a video about Belle Let's Talk last year, so if you want more in-depth details, I'll link it in the description bar down below. But it also helps raise funds that go towards initiatives that are there to help people that need help surrounding their mental health. And that's why it's so important, and especially realizing and really understanding this past year how important that is. I really want to push the message this year, and it's so easy to help. One of my favorite ways is to go on Twitter using the hashtag BelleLet'sTalk, and every tweet will raise 5 cents to go towards this huge fundraiser. But if your cell phone is also registered under Belle, every single one of your texts that day will also put 5 cents towards that movement, which is insane. How important it is to raise awareness towards mental health and how important it is to just talk about it. And that's why I'm talking about this today. So here we go. I really look forward to talking to you more about everything and being more open with you. Now I feel like so much is off my chest. It feels so good. And I want to thank everyone out there who already understands and how huge that is and how much that means. And just thank you. And thank you for watching today. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it here. There's so much more I want to talk about, but only so much time. I hope you're all having a lovely week. I want to thank you for watching this video. It was very hard for me to make and something I never thought I actually would make. So here you go. And yes, but more than anything else, I want to say thank you. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!